So today we will start the thread, and this is the 12th video of Java. So first of all we will learn what is the thread and how to implement them and what are the benefits of the thread. Okay, so uh, suppose so thread is something like, first of all let's understand what is the multiprocessing and the multitasking. Okay, so suppose that there is a person, okay, and he can perform multiple tasks, means he can listen the news. He can also work on some his kitchen. Okay, so he is a multitasking purpose person. Okay, he is a multitasking purpose person that he can perform a same task simultaneously on the same time. Means multiple tasks he can perform on the same time. So it is known as the multitasking. Okay, now let's discuss about the what is the multiprocessing. So suppose that there is your computer. Okay, it is your computer, and inside the computer you are performing different operation, like you are opening your browser, you have opened your browser, and there is a different tabs. Okay, also you are listening some songs. Also you can say you are doing some operation like recording or something. So you are doing multiple tasks at the same time. So what your OS will do, your OS means your processor, your operating system, what it will do, it will divide your RAM into particular part. Means it will divide your memory area in this way, that this memory area will be accessed by the browser. Now this memory area will be accessed by the video player. Okay, and this memory area for the rest of the task. Okay, so what is actually happening here, we are just creating a different memory for different processes. Okay, so it is also have seen that if your RAM or is good, is if your system OS is good, then you can perform multiple tasks simultaneously. But if these your things are not good, your system will get hanged. Okay, so this kind of activity is known as the multiprocessing. Okay, multiprocessing. Now suppose uh, your browser, you have opened a multiple tabs. So the smallest unit, means each tab will be known as a thread. Means smallest unit of a process is known as the thread. Okay, so suppose that you have created multiple threads, one, two, three. Inside this, you can also have the thread. Inside it, you can also have the thread. So what is the main benefit of the thread? The main benefit of the thread, that you are dividing the person. Suppose that in case of browser, I have divided three threads. Okay, so the three threads are working on the different tab. It is working on the tab 1, it is working for the tab 2, it is working for the tab 3. So these are working for the different tabs. So what is the main benefit in this one? They are sharing the memories. Means they are inside the same memory, M1. So they can easily access or easily can perform their operation. Okay. Second thing is that they are independent to each other. Okay, so when the exception is occur in one thread, so it will not reflect in the second and third thread. Okay, so these all the things that is performed, that is known as the threading. Now we will create multiple threads, and then we will achieve the multiple threading. A small theory part is also available on my website. If you go to here, let me open my website. So here a complete theory part I have given. To go inside a deep theory, you can go. So in the last topic, I have discussed about the multi-threading. Okay. So if you open this one, so multitasking refers to the computer's ability to perform the multiple jobs concurrently. A threading is a single sequence of execution within a program. Multi-threading in Java is the process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. Okay. So a thread is a light-weighted sub-process, the smallest unit of processing. Multiprocess and multi-threading both are used to achieve the multitasking. Okay, so there is a different advantage, like you can you can say to monitor status of the some resources, API benefit, and also enable the collection of the speak task. These all things. So we will see the real-time example. And also here I have defined the thread and process. Like there is a multiple processes are running. Suppose that your CPU will divide the memory, and suppose that one process may have the multiple threads. Okay. So there is also one thing like a thread life cycle. So thread initially will be in new state, then it will become to the runnable state. Means it is not running, but the state have come where he can easily run. Then it will be running. Then he will wait for the resources. Then he will be dead. Then again it will start running. So this is a simple cycle of the thread. Now we will create a program of the thread, and then we will work on the or we will try to cover all the basic scenarios of the thread. Okay, so you will get much more clear about the thread concept. So to achieve the threading, there is a two way. One way is known as the as we read earlier about the inheritance and interface. So first we will use the inheritance. Inheritance means we will extend we will use the extend thread class. Okay, and when we will implement the thread by using the interface, so we will say that implement runnable. Okay, so there is a two way to use the thread class. Okay, so suppose that there is a class like a class. Suppose that there is a class A. Okay, and inside that class I have a method like a public void run. Okay, there is a method like public void run. Okay, now suppose this class extends thread. Okay, so suppose that here you have written something like this out, and you are saying that I am inside thread of class A simply. Okay, so what you need to do in the without thread, that first of all you will create the object of the A class, then you need to call the method. Okay, but in case of threading it is not like this one. You will just create the object of your A class, new A, and you will say your object to start. Simple. Okay, so your thread will be started. Okay, so let me run this one. This one has been started. So you must be thinking, what is the benefit to using the thread? So I will discuss about these all things. Suppose that there is a class, it have a you can say thread. Okay, now suppose that you will get you need to perform something like this one. For you need to run a for loop. Okay, this one, and you are saying that int I is equal to 0 and I is less than 100 and I plus plus. So 100 times you are printing this one, and also you are getting your thread like this one. So I will say that thread dot. There is a method known as the current thread which will let you know which thread is running. So suppose that there is a class A, and inside that we have a thread method like run, and then suppose that we have again a class B. Okay, and I will extend thread as well here, and inside this one spelling mistake I think is extend, yes. Okay, inside that we again have the same method. Right. So what will happen if we will start our thread? Okay, so we can also directly access the method. Let's directly access the method of A class, and then directly access the method of B class, and let's see what is the difference of using the thread and not the thread. Okay, so I will say it's 2. I will say it's 2. Okay, now first of all, I am not using the thread because I am just creating the object of my class and I am calling the method. Okay, and then second we will use the thread operation. So let's make it as a B. So let me run this one. If I will run this one, so you can see that your first A class will be executed, means your first A method all the executed, then your B method has been started. When the A has been finished, then you have started B. Let's make it like this one so that we can get to know what the count is running. This. Okay, same I will do here. Okay, let me run again. So you can see first your A will get finished, then your B will started. Okay, so you can see here your first it has been finished, then your B has been started. But when you will use the thread, then you do not need to call the run method, you will just say start. So you will see that both will run parallelly. Okay, they will not run sequentially, they will run parallelly. Means both threads will run independently. So let's move. Here you will also get the thread count. Okay, so if you scroll it down, you can see thread B first I have started with thread 1 name, then they are coming, thread 2, thread 1 is running up to the 50, 60, this one. Then your thread 0 has been started. Let's make it a little bit more like this one. Make it as 1,000. So you will see that they will running as parallelly. Let me make it clear. Okay, let me run this one. Okay, so you will see that they are running parallelly. Okay, this one. So you can see they have started from 2 to 4, these all things. Then they have started from the sequence is not continuous because they are running parallelly. So if you see here, it's a 2, 3, 0. Okay, is this one. So you can see the first thread is on 230th position, but on the second thread is 491 position. Means they are doing their job parallelly. They are not waiting for each other. Okay, so this is the main benefit of using the thread. Now second thing is work much more. Suppose that let me remove this one. So we can achieve the threading by using, you can say, inheritance. Okay, suppose that there is a class B. Okay, and let's remove this one. Okay, now there is a class B, and this class have a method like a public void test. Okay, and simple method it has, and this out control space I am inside the A class. Okay, suppose that there is a class A have a simple method and B class extends A class. Okay, so now in the B class we cannot use the thing like a extend because multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java. So how we will implement the thread here? So we will use the enter phase. So we will say that implement thread. No, implement runnable. It will not call the thread. Now it will become runnable. R will be in capital letter. Okay. So this way you can achieve the uh, okay. So instead of this method, I will use my previous method, this one. So now there may be also a scenario that your class already extending some other class. So how to implement the thread? We will just use the implement runnable keyword to achieve the threading. Okay. Now the same thing I will do. Now how to start thread in this case? So first of all you will create the object of your class. Okay. And then you will create the object of your thread like th is equal to new thread, and then here you will pass the reference of your class object, and then to your thread object you will just say start. Okay, so it will get started. Let me run this one. So you will see that your thread has been thread 0 has been started and it's running. Okay. Now second question come. Suppose that what will happen if I will do like this one, thread dot start dot start. Means I am starting a single thread 2 times. So what will happen? So if thread has been started, you cannot start it again. It will throw you the exception. Okay, so let me run this one. So sometime you will get the error or exception. Okay, so let me make it another way. Suppose that you have extend here, extend thread. Okay, and now you are just starting your thread by this way. So you have started your thread, and now again you are trying to start your thread. Then it should throw the exception. You can see there will be exception for the second thread. Also, you can say it's running very fast, so it's not easy to find out where the exception appear, like illegal thread state exception. Okay, so it's actually I'm writing very small program, that's why error is not appearing very properly. So you will get such kind of exception that you cannot start a thread which is already running. So the exception will be illegal thread state exception. Okay, so how to handle such kind of situation? You have to create again the object of your class and then new b. Okay, then you can again by second object you can start your thread. Then there will be no problem. Both thread will run with simultaneously. Okay, so you can see that thread 0 is running, then thread 1 has been started, again thread 1 0 are running, thread 1 0 are running. Okay, so this is the way to achieve the multi-threading or start a thread simultaneously. Okay, now let's see a very good example. Like suppose that I have two threads, then and they are you can say running on a same thing. Then what will happen? Okay, so suppose that there is a two thread or more than two threads. Okay, this is suppose that there are multiple threads. This is the thread one and this is the thread two. Okay, now they want the access of some same resource. He also wants the same access, so and we know that the thread will run parallelly. So it may happen that if there is multiple threads simultaneously or parallelly, they are accessing the same resource. So there will be exception or there will be problem or there may be a deadlock. To avoid such kind of situation, we will use the synchronization. First we will take an example, then we will understand the problem of synchronization. Okay, so suppose that I have a class, this one. Okay, so inside that class I have some methods like uh, public void run method I have. Suppose, okay, so here I will use my scanner class. So suppose that I have a scanner class to take the input from user. Okay, so I am saying that system dot in. Okay, so what it will do, it will take the input from the user. So I will saying that without enter your name. Okay, then I will say that string name. I will store this user input in a string variable name. Now again I am saying that just enter your last name. Okay, enter your last name. Okay, again I am storing this last name in a variable l name and I will say that next line this one. Okay, and I will print it out as a without control space and I will say that your full name is first s name, then we will say that l name. Okay, suppose that a simple code I have which will take the input from the user as a name and then he will print this one. Okay, so now what will happen if I will create an object of this obj is equal to new A. Okay, let's make it as a runnable. Uh, let's first simply run this one. Okay, so suppose that I will running it by using the run method. So what will happen? Let's see. So if there is no threading, it will start simply. Okay, now it's saying me to enter my name, so I am entering my name. Now it will say me to enter my last name. I will enter this one. Simply it will print my name. No problem till now. Now I have implemented the thread. So I will say that implement implement runnable. Okay. So what I need to do, I will just need to create the object of my thread class first. Thr1 thread is equal to new thread. Okay. First of all, I have created the object of my class, thread class. Then I have passed my class object reference, and I will say that th dot start. Okay. So it has been started, and also let's put here one more thing like a get thread current thread dot current thread. Okay. So please see this example carefully. We have a one class which have the thread implementation, and inside that we have a thread run method, and he will take the input from the user, and then we will accessing this thread by using the thread class. Let me run this one. Let me save this one. So it is saying me to enter your name. I'm saying that as then enter your last name. So till now there is no problem. One thread 0 has been created. Your name has been printed out. Now suppose you have two objects and you are running these two one simultaneously. Okay, so suppose that you have two objects like this one, and then thread th2 is equal to new thread this one, and here you have object 2, and you are saying that th2 dot start. Now I have two thread th and th2. Now both the thread accessing the same method. So what will happen? Let's see. So I will click on the name. You can see both are saying me to enter the name. Now if I will enter my name, I will hit the enter. So one thread is waiting for the resource. Second thread is still. So you this one have appeared. But one thread operation is still pending. Okay. So if I will enter this one, so the name partial have been printed, here the blank appear. So this kind of problem, I'm just taking a very simple example. So this kind of problem will appear when the multiple thread try to access the same resource. Okay, so what is the answer of this one? So the thing is this, there is a known as the one keyword synchronized. You will use this one, so your thread will become synchronized, means one thread first will start and then your second thread will start. Okay, for example that I'm entering here the value like print I is equal to 0, I is less than 100, and I plus plus. Okay, so to avoid such kind of situation that multiple thread are accessing the value, the same method or same thing or same resource, we will use the synchronization keyword. So simply you need to write here synchronized. Okay, synchronized, synchronized word. Okay, so whenever you will use this word, so your thread will access this one serially, not parallelly. Means first thread 1 will start and he will finish this one, then thread 2 will start and he will finish this one. So this concept is known as the synchronization or thread synchronization. I will start, let me save this one, let me clean this one. Now let me run. Some problem is here. Now suppose I have a method, and to avoid such kind of case I have created two threads, or you can say the three thread I have created. Okay, so this kind of problem like a parallel execution will be avoided by using synchronize keyword. Okay, so suppose that I have a three object and I will run this one. Okay, so let me start execution. Okay, so let me come with here. Okay, so you will see that each thread will run very separately. Okay, so I will enter my name, this one. Your first thread has been completed. Now for the second thread I am entering my name again, and again I am entering my value, this one. So your second thread has been completed. For third thread I am entering my name, and I am entering my surname as a Bali. Now you can see your all the threads are executing one after another, not they are running parallelly. This is the main benefit of using synchronized keyword if you have multiple threads to avoid such kind of situation. Okay, so it's all about the threading. In the next class, we will again discuss about some new topic. Okay, so thank you guys.